Now, back in my old asset tracking days, what we would used to do is on the 2G or 3G networks, we would have our modem completely off. We would turn it on when we needed it. We would search for a network. We would connect to the internet and send and receive data and then power a modem off. And this is the way that asset trackers were designed for many, many years. And the range for these technologies is about 5 to 8 kilometers, which is fine for urban dense environments, but as you move out to the city, those ranges can sometimes be a bit limiting. I mean, anybody in Vancouver will know that your cell coverage drops right out as soon as you're on the Coquihalla. But there are also issues with this approach. Namely, when you're turning on and you're searching for a network from a powered off state, this is one of the most high power consuming events that a modem can go through. And this can have an adverse effect on both your battery requirements and your battery chemistry, because it can take up to 30 seconds sometimes to reach the network. And that will eventually affect how your battery operates at the lower end of its capacity. The other issues with this is we're seeing the sun setting finally on the 2G and 3G networks. These have been suggested by a lot of the carriers for many, many years, but with the final emergence of 5G, there is a business case for why these networks are going to be shut down, and thus it's really not a recommended technology for a new product. So that really brings us into NB-IoT and LTE Cat M1. They have both the range that we're looking for, in fact, almost twice the range of standard LTE technologies, and extremely low power consumption. As you can see, the floor consumption on LTE Cat M1 in a specific mode is in around the Bluetooth low energy range in terms of microamps. NB-IoT is a little bit lower, and the cost of the hardware is actually lower than current LTE standard modems. One of the issues with NB-IoT is that it doesn't support mobility, which is very important for an asset tracker. What that means is that it doesn't support tower handoff. So if your device is moving along the highway, you're going to have to be connecting and handing over to several different towers as you move down the road. And that isn't supported on NB-IoT. Its best application is for stationary products, which really means that LTE Cat M1, from all the solutions that I've presented, is definitely our best solution for an asset tracker. So just to quickly summarize, Iridium, which is the satellite technology, has very high power consumption and has high data rates and hardware costs. On the LoRaWAN side, we have to implement our own infrastructure and gateways, which can cost quite a bit of money. Our standard Cat M1 LTE technology has a higher power consumption, and it's just on the border of the kind of range that we'll likely be looking for an asset tracker. And similar issues with 2G, as well as globally, these networks are being shut down and the spectrums are being repurposed. NB-IoT, again, mobility is not supported. So the natural conclusion is Cat M1 is definitely our best option for an asset tracker moving forward.